All right. Good morning. Happy Monday. Let's rock with some mobility, but let's start first with a mini band. So most of you guys will have a mini loop band as part of your environment. If you don't have one, that's fine. You don't need one. So I want to start by rolling to the fifth metatarsal and then drop into the first metatarsal. So you're just going to move through your feet. So just standing. So this is a loaded position. And actually, even if you have a mini band, hold it in your hand for just a second. All right? So we're just rolling the ankles out. Feel a little stretch through the feet and ankles probably. And then roll them in and lift that fifth metatarsal and just kind of have this bias towards the midline. And we're just going to go 10 of those. 1, and then in, 2, and then in. We're just working mobility through the foot and ankle. And don't underestimate the fact that this is also mobilizing the hips and the femur up at that joint as well. So just fifth metatarsal, first metatarsal. Roll it out, roll it in. Let's go 3 more of those. 1, roll, 2, roll, 3, and good. All right, so from there, let's go a little bit of calf raise. Make sure that your stack is good. Your head is directly over your shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over ankles. And we're just gonna roll up onto the toes. 3, and we're gonna do 10 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then from there, let's go right into a split stance. And again, now we're gonna load into that first metatarsal, into the big toe on the right, which is in front, and the left that is in back. Make sure that your heel is outside of your toes on your back leg. And we're just gonna bring those arms all the way to here. So it's kind of a 45-degree angle out from the shoulders. And then just reach one side and then the other. So it's just a little bit of rolling through the left rib cage and then the right rib cage. Hold that lower body nice and strong into the ground. 3, very decompression oriented here. The ribs using the lats to pull off the hips. 7, 8, 9, and 10, and good. So we're just looking to create space between the ribs and the hips. All right, let's do exactly the same thing on the left side. So we're working the stack on the left leg. So all the weight's on the lead leg. Doesn't mean there's not load on the back foot, but it's not very much. We're like 80-20, okay? Right there, stand tall, lift the legs, float the hands to about 45 degrees out from the shoulders. And from there, we're just gonna reach left, reach right. Left, right. 3, 4, 5, 6, good. Keep going, we're going to 10, 7, 8, 9, reach, get as tall as you can, 10, and good. All right, let's take it right back to the other side. So we're gonna go back into the midline. And this is where we'll use the mini band. So if you have a mini band, let's put it around the ankles. Keep that band flat. Get just a little bit of tension. And again, if you don't have a mini band, no stress. We're just gonna use, there's a little bit of resistance on the way out, and then there's resistance to the deceleration to the midline. So we're just pushing out, 2, out, 3. And let's start paying attention now to what the toes are doing. Are your toes crunched or are they extended? Let's try and maintain relaxed toes and make sure that they're in contact with the ground. Out, 6, 7, 8, good, 9, and 10. Good. So that's a loaded working of the foot and ankles. We worked a little bit of deceleration. Let's grab the foam roller and we're going to move through the foam roller. So wide stance, anchor the stance, so heels outside of toes. Push the hips back, touch the foam roller to the ground, come back up. Again, if you don't have a foam roller, just pretend you do. Just keep the hands wide, work your hip hinge, come straight back up. All right, so we've got a nice anchored stance. First movement is to push the hips back and then come right back together. Toes connected to the ground, toes are relaxed, feet are relaxed with full 3 points of contact. The heel, the ball of the big toe, the first metatarsal, and the ball of the little toe, the fifth metatarsal. So we've got foot, feet in full contact of the ground, but we're working the hip hinge. 2, 3, we're just going to do 5 of these. 4, good, 1 more, and 5, and good. All right, let's take it back to right leg in front of left, stack, float the hands to the height of the heart. From right here, we're working the hip hinge, so we want to push the hips back. We're loading high hamstring, we're loading the right hamstring, and we're getting a little tug from the lats, and that's why the hands are out front in this woodpecker pose. So push the hips back, find that high hamstring, come right back. 2, you don't want to over tension it, put tension into it. 3 points of contact with the lead foot, 2 points of contact with the back foot. And 5, good, and you want to maintain the space between the ribs and the hips. All right, left side, nice big flexion or extension, decompression, pull the ribs off the hips, drop the shoulders, float the hands to the height of the heart. From right here, make sure that your back heel is lateral to the toes, and we hinge. 1, load that high hamstring. 2, don't stress it out. 3, we're loading it, don't explode it. Good. And good. All right, let's go on to the ground. We're going to foam roll the front side of the quad. We're going to anticipate that there's some tightness in the front side of the body, whether you've been sitting, whether you've been sleeping, all tucked up, nice warm in the bed, or maybe you had a couple of big bike rides this weekend. So let's get onto the front side of the right femur, and we're just working the top. Just working the top of the quad. We don't have to go all the way into the belly of the quad to get release. Just stay up at the top. It's probably a little spicy. We need the frequency of this movement. And then the front side of the body just starts becoming more active and less tight. Tight is not a good state of anything. We want movement. We want relaxed, athletic freedom in the body. All right, left side, working through the front side of the quad. We're kind of using the foam roller in quite a traditional sense, just rolling with the foam roller. You're welcome to do a little bit of gliding if you want, but that's what we're after. The key word is glide. We want glide and slide through the body, freedom in the body. Okay, good. From there, let's go right into a bridge. So the first thing, since it is Mobility Monday, let's make sure that we have motion. So we should have space under the low back, and then eliminate that space by lifting the pubic bone and flattening the back. So lumbar mobility. The lumbar spine isn't built to rotate, or for that matter, it's not really built to be super active in flexion and extension. So we want it to be stable. We want it to feel strong and stable. That's the goal of the lumbar spine. But at the same time, you want to be able to make sure it doesn't get stuck in this extended position and that anterior tilted pelvis. So pelvic tilts are something that you can do every day just to make sure that you in fact are connecting and you're not tight in your lumbar spine. Okay? Because that's one of those things that we lose connection. All right? So we want to be able to control the movement throughout the body. Okay, internally rotate the toes, anchor the feet, keep the knees biased towards the midline. They do not have to touch. We're just going to go right into a bridge and come right back down. Try to keep the space between the ribs and the hips and that nice neutral pelvis. 2, 3, we're just going to do 10 of these. 4, 5, good. You should feel lots of activation of the hamstrings and the glutes. 7, 8, when we get to 10, you're going to stay up. 9, and one more. Okay, now stay up here. From here, we're just going to, you've got the elbows on the ground, I've got my hands on the rib cage. We're just going to lift the right side and then the left side. A little bit of a marching pattern. 2, keep the hips up. So now we work a little muscle activation. 3, 4, getting that glute activation. And it's a very safe position. It's not running, it's not aggressive. It's a very safe position, and take that back down. Good. From here, let's go wide feet. So if you're on a yoga mat, your feet should be pretty much outside of that mat. And we're just going to go knee toggles. 5 of these. 2, 2. Your upper body should be nice and quiet. 3, we've got this separation of the pelvis and the rib cage. And that's the true definition of core strength. Your core should not be tight. You should not be moving as one piece. Your pelvis should be able to move independently of your rib cage. All right, so you can be stable on the bottom and mobile on the top if you need it to be. Okay, good. Let's flip that right over top. We're going to take it into a little cat and cow. So parallel knees into quadruped position, hands and knees. Head is neutral, don't drop your head. I hate when I drop my head because my hair falls. Okay, from right there, we're just going to tuck the tailbone. And we want to be able to, again, now we're in a little bit more of a risky position because we're no longer our spine isn't supported by the planet, like it's not stable. We're now off the earth. And so now the next move of progression to be able to control the lumbar spine will be to, right here, you should be able to move your pelvis without having a lot of movement in your thoracic spine. But when we add the kitty cat, and we drop the head, and then we lift the head. So the cat, scaredy cat, round the shoulders, and then into the cow. Cat and cow. All right, good. So cat and cow is just a super nice way to flex and extend the spine from that quadruped position or being on all fours. Okay, let's go back to a wide stance, working the hinge again. And we're just going to first move, push the hips back, and then see if you can get 10 fingertips to the ground. 2, we did this earlier with the foam roller. 3, push the hips back. 4, hamstrings and glutes are now working together. We've got this open on the front side, so we should have better function on the back side. When we have better function in the back side, we're going to have a fuller range of motion. Okay, let's take the right hand. We're going to take that left hip to the midline. The right hand is going posterior lateral, so we don't need to be all the way back here. Just go 45 degrees out from the shoulder and then come right back. It starts with the movement of the hip. Hip to the midline, and then there's just a hand driver to the back. 2, 3, good. We're just going to do 5, 4, good, and 5, and good. All right, to the right side, to the hip to the midline, and then to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. So now we're going to do that whole movement. We're going from full flexion to the right, hip drives to the midline, full flexion to the left, hip goes to the midline. 3, make sure your eyes are following your hand. 4, 5, 6, should be moving nice and smooth. 7, 8, 9, and 10. You guys, that's our session today. A little bit of very easy mobility Monday. Remember, you should have control down at the feet, be able to flex your toes and extend your toes whenever you want. You should be able to go up on your toes into that nice calf raise. You don't have to annihilate a body part in order to stimulate it to be able to get great function. If you have niggles or pain in a specific area, typically we're going to assess range of motion, and then we're going to look at the musculature and the function around the joint, and then we'll look above the joint and below the joint to keep enhancing freedom of movement and glide and slide. Movement is everything. You don't want to lose your ability to move your fingers quickly. You don't want to lose the ability to jump and snap and have elastic energy. So the more freedom in the body, the better. All right, you guys have a killer week. It was a great weekend of racing in Marbella, Spain. And some athletes will move on to the off season. Some athletes will have marathons and half marathons coming up. We've got all kinds of exciting things happening in the winter months. But I hope you have a great day, and thank you for starting your week with me. Peace.